On a crisp, cool evening, our story begins with John, a man, his asshole, and his misplaced rage. John is a seemingly ordinary man stepping into the vibrant, chaotic world of the circus. The air is thick with anticipation, the crowd's excitement palpable. The circus is a symphony of senses. The scent of popcorn and cotton candy mingles with the earthy aroma of the animals, the cacophony of laughter and applause, the breathtaking spectacle of acrobats and performers defying gravity in their colourful costumes. John is a man in his prime, with a childlike fascination for the circus. His eyes sparkle with anticipation as he takes in the sights and sounds. His heart flutters with excitement as he watches the tightrope walkers teeter precariously, the fire eaters spit flames into the night sky, and the clowns tumble and jest in their oversized shoes and painted faces. But as the excitement builds, so does something else. John's brow becomes slick with sweat. His hands tremble and his face turns a peculiar shade of green. He shifts uncomfortably in his seat, his eyes darting around nervously. A big, loud, noisy and smelly fart escaped from his arse. Suddenly, there is a distinct change in the atmosphere around John. The people next to him wrinkle their noses, their smiles faltering. A wave of discomfort ripples through the crowd as the unmistakable stench of shit begins to permeate the air. The realization hits John like a punch to the gut. His worst nightmare has come true again. He has, quite literally, defecated in his pants. A huge amount of brown sauce is now dripping from his pants. The crowd around him recoils, their laughter turning to gasps of horror and disgust. One guy takes his camera up and starts to take photos of John. Some point and snicker, others cover their noses and quickly move away. John's face burns with embarrassment. His heart pounds in his chest. He is the center of attention, but for all the wrong reasons. As the stench begins to fill the air, John's face turns as red as a beetroot, the laughter echoing in his ears. What started as a delightful circus visit has now turned into a nightmarish spectacle, with John as the unwilling star of the show with diarrhea pouring from his arse. From the depths of his humiliation, a volcano of anger erupts within John. It's as if the earth itself shakes beneath him, the tectonic plates of his pride and dignity shifting and colliding. Suddenly, John is no longer the butt of the joke. He's the storm that's about to break. The transformation is swift, like mercury rising in a thermometer. The shock of his embarrassment gives way to a hot boiling fury. His face, once a shade of red that could rival a clown's nose, now hardens into a stony grimace. His eyes, bright with humiliation, now burn with a rage that could put a fire eater to shame. His language shifts as well, each word a dagger thrown into the air. He spits out curses like a cannon firing, each one landing with a bang. The air around him seems to crackle with the force of his anger, each syllable a spark that ignites the atmosphere. And then the throwing begins. Whatever John can get his hands on becomes a missile, launched at unsuspecting bystanders. Popcorn boxes, stuffed animals, even a unicycle, nothing is safe from John's wrath. It's as if he's trying to recreate the chaos of a circus act gone wrong, the only difference being that this is no act. "Fuck you, all you fucking retards! I shit my pants, so fucking what, you fucking fucks!" he screamed. Then he ran to the clown and threw him on another guy. He threw a bicycle at a kid and screamed, "Yeah, fuck you too, you little shit!" The reactions of the people around him are a mix of shock and disbelief. Their laughter dies in their throats, replaced by gasps and cries of surprise. They scatter like a flock of birds, trying to avoid the path of John's anger. The circus, once a place of joy and laughter, becomes a war zone, with John as the unlikely general. Everywhere you look, there's chaos. The once orderly rows of seats are now a mess of discarded items and fleeing spectators. The circus performers, caught off guard, can only watch in stunned silence as John turns their world upside down. In the blink of an eye, the circus transforms from a place of joy to a battlefield, with John in the center. His temper, like a wild animal, has been unleashed, and no one knows how to tame it. The diarrhea is pouring, while John throws popcorn and bricks and shit at people, and punches old ladies. Fuck you, have you never seen diarrhea before, you little shits? As the dust settles, we delve deeper into John's psyche. We journey into a realm where John's past casts long shadows. revealing the twisted roots of his unusual behavior and uncontrollable anger. John, you see, was not always the man he appears to be today. Once upon a time, he was a bright-eyed child, filled with wonder and a profound love for the circus. The colourful tents, the enchanting performances, and the thrill of the unknown captivated his young heart. It was a world that offered him an escape from the grim reality of his life. His childhood was marred by hardship. Raised in an environment devoid of warmth and comfort, he was no stranger to the harsh realities of life. His father, a hard man, believed in teaching lessons through stern discipline. His mother, though loving, was often absent, consumed by her own struggles. The joy that the circus brought was his only solace. However, one fateful day, a traumatic incident at his beloved circus shattered his sanctuary. He was ridiculed, humiliated, and his innocence was stolen from him. His refuge was desecrated, leaving him with nothing but a hollow shell of the boy he once was. All because of his asshole. This incident was the genesis of John's anger, his violent outbursts, his profanity-laced tirades. They were not expressions of a man inherently cruel, but the cries of a wounded soul, a desperate plea for understanding and compassion. His violent demeanor was a shield, a defense mechanism against the world that had failed him, but his anger was not his only burden. John was also grappling with a deep sense of shame, a shame born out of his inability to control his bodily functions. It was a constant reminder of his humiliation, a scar that refused to heal. Behind the facade of a violent man we find a tormented soul, a man battling his demons. His story serves as a stark reminder that the human psyche is a complex tapestry, and one's actions are often a reflection of their inner turmoil. The circus, once a place of laughter and joy, now stands silent, bearing the brunt of John's wrath. What was once a vibrant spectacle has been transformed into a scene of utter chaos and confusion. The aftermath of John's outburst has left a tangible mark, a smudge on the pristine face of the circus that will not easily be wiped away. The once lively circus grounds are now eerily quiet, a stark contrast to the uproarious laughter and cheers that filled the air just moments ago. The air is thick with tension and the smell from John's diarrhea. The silence only broken by the occasional gasp or whimper from the crowd. Fear, confusion, and sympathy have woven themselves into a heavy blanket that drapes over the entire scene. The people around John, those who were just moments ago enthralled by his entertaining antics, now stand frozen in shock. Their faces mirror their internal struggle to reconcile the jovial man who charmed them with his love for the circus with the man who now stands before them, anger radiating from him in palpable waves. The laughter and applause have been replaced by whispers of concern and fear. Yet, amidst the fear and shock, there's a thread of sympathy running through the crowd. For they see in John's outburst not just the anger and violence, but a man at war with himself and his farting arsehole. A man who loves the circus but is somehow unable to find his place within it because of his arsehole. The clowns, once the harbingers of joy and laughter, now stand silent, their painted faces a stark contrast to their somber expressions, because of John's asshole. The acrobats, who were just moments ago soaring through the air with grace and agility, now stand grounded, their eyes wide with shock and disbelief, because of John's asshole. The ringmaster, the orchestrator of this grand spectacle, stands speechless at the center of the ring, his eyes reflecting the chaos around him, because of John's asshole. In the aftermath of John's outburst, the circus is forever changed, because of John's asshole. The sounds of laughter and joy have been replaced by a heavy silence, a silence that speaks volumes about the shock and confusion that prevails, because of John's asshole. As the echoes of John's anger fade, the circus is left with the heavy silence of shock and confusion, and smell of shit because of John's disgusting asshole. As the curtain falls on our story, we are left to ponder on the character of John. John, an individual whose love for circuses is as vivid as the multicolored tents, found himself in an unusual predicament, a predicament that would forever change the trajectory of a regular day at the circus. To the untrained eye, John was just another enthusiast, caught in the magic of the big top. But delve deeper and we find a story much more complex, much more human. John, our reluctant anti-hero, found himself in a situation that would make even the most seasoned circus goer blush. He quite literally lost control. A moment of embarrassment spiraled into a whirlwind of anger and aggression, leaving a trail of shock and bewilderment in its wake. His outburst, while extreme, was a stark reminder of the delicate balance we all tread between maintaining our public persona and dealing with our private struggles. For John, the circus was his sanctuary, a place of joy and wonder. But in a split second, it morphed into a stage for his public undoing because of his arse decided to start the diarrhea time. The chaos that ensued was not just a spectacle for the onlookers, but a wake-up call to the fragility of our mental state. John's story highlights the importance of empathy and understanding, especially when dealing with individuals who may be grappling with personal issues. It serves as a reminder that behind every smiling face in the crowd, there might be a story of struggle that we are not privy to. The impact of John's actions was felt not just by him, but by everyone present. It disrupted the harmony of a place meant for joy and entertainment, leaving behind a somber atmosphere. Yet, it also taught a priceless lesson on the complexity of human emotions and the importance of maintaining mental well-being. In the grand circus of life, we find characters like John, reminding us of the thin line between sanity and madness, the constant battle between our public facade and private struggles. John, a man, his asshole, and his misplaced rage.